Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about 5 reasons why sensitive people or highly sensitive people are more attracted to unicorn spirit guides. If you're new to this channel, welcome. I speak about unicorn spirit guides in this channel where I talk about how unicorn spirit guides, who are angels, support us in healing, personal growth, wellness, our ascension journey, our spiritual evolution, our material life, and so much more. And if you are somebody who's new to the concept of unicorns, do not worry. They're very easy to work with, easy to connect with as well. And if you're watching this video, chances are your unicorn guide must have caught your attention and encouraged you to watch this video so that you can learn about them. Now, if you're wondering why sensitive people can attract unicorns very quickly, here's the reason. Sensitive people are so open and aware of so many things, whether it's their emotions, energy, thoughts, and also different beings, which is why it's easy for them to connect to unicorns. This is a very generalized reason, so I'm going to dive into 5 very niche reasons as to why, if you are a sensitive person, you can connect to unicorns way more easily than somebody who's not sensitive. So if you've been criticized for being sensitive or highly sensitive, hey, you can tell yourself now, I have so many benefits to being sensitive and highly sensitive. One of them involves connecting to unicorn spirit guides way more easily. So bravo for that. So let's dive in. The first reason why sensitive people and highly sensitive people can connect to unicorns very easily is because unicorns have a very gentle energy. And highly sensitive people really appreciate that. As a highly sensitive person myself, when I go into crowds or when I go and meet people who are resentful or bitter, I feel as though my energy field is under attack. I feel as though there's so much flack and so much negative energy entering my aura that it's not at all a gentle experience. It feels very harsh to my skin, to my mind, and to my psychic and energy gifts. And I appreciate the presence of my unicorn guides close to me at that time because their energy is so soft and gentle that it feels good to me as a human being. As a human being, I feel as though I'm being treated humanely by my unicorn guides. So, a lot of highly sensitive people experience high degrees or even moderate degrees of energetic sensitivity or emotional sensitivity, where they tend to absorb other people's energy and emotions, and they get into a state of fear, panic, overwhelm, and just feeling as though they're not safe, and everything in their body feels really harsh. Their minds feel as though they're spinning, and all feels like a harsh experience. In such times, when your unicorn guide is close to you, you feel as though you're protected, you're safe, and energetically you can sense their energy. It's so gentle that it sort of shifts your attention from everything that's harsh that's happening to you at an energetic or emotional level, which is why highly sensitive and sensitive people appreciate unicorns at such time. Second reason why highly sensitive or sensitive people could really enjoy a unicorn's presence is because our unicorn guides bring out our creative sides very easily. For example, since the time I've started working with my unicorn guides, Faith and Hope, shout out to Faith and Hope, they've brought out skills like painting, writing, and dancing, some skills that I did not have before I connected to them. Not at this degree, at least. And for you, if you might connect to a unicorn guide now, you might see that your creativity blooms and it soars to a point that you might have an idea to start a creative project. Maybe it's an art project, maybe it's a cooking project, maybe it's a writing project. Whatever sails your boat, whatever is your gift for this lifetime, they will really expand on it and help you explore it, and maybe you can turn it into a business or monetizable asset for yourself. So that is the seriousness with which they work on your creative skills. And highly sensitive people are creative by nature. They enjoy and appreciate creativity because it's non-linear. You don't have to be logical. It releases stress, and every time you're stimulated or overwhelmed, you can use creativity to your benefit and really let go of everything that's stimulating around you. For example, when I am emotionally overwhelmed, I write, I journal, I paint, and it's very soothing to me. It makes me feel as though I'm in my body again. I feel like myself, my unicorn self comes out. So it really benefits highly sensitive people in many ways, and they recognize it, which is why highly sensitive people and sensitive people can quickly connect with their unicorn guides. The third reasons why highly sensitive people and sensitive people can enjoy their unicorn guides presence is because unicorns are very bold in nature. They represent our own boldness, everybody's unique bold individual self, right? For example, my unicorn guides for Faith and Hope are very bold, and they are bold because they wish for me to be bold in my own way for my own life path. And highly sensitive people often have difficult lives. They grow up in difficult circumstances, they are surrounded by difficult, challenging people or circumstances, or they just have soul paths that could have a lot of harsh lessons that they might either have to walk away from or walk through, and which could make them feel as though they need a lot of bold steps that they need to take from themselves. And here, boldness doesn't mean battling stuff, but rather making bold decisions for yourself. For example, utilizing more self-loving ways to live your life, or more softer ways of living, more slower ways of living. These are also bold steps to take, especially if you have been born in a family that promotes the opposite or something of that sort. So unicorn guides really help us be bold and instill those qualities in us that recognize the boldness in ourselves but also others. And highly sensitive people really appreciate that because they need it in their lives. The fourth reason why sensitive people and highly sensitive people can really benefit from a unicorn spirit guide's presence is because unicorns are extremely empathetic. Now, highly sensitive people have high degrees of empathy. They can be empaths. That means they can feel and understand other people's emotions and problems very quickly. They can be great healers as well, which is a quality which unicorns appreciate, and it's sort of a resonating quality between a person and their unicorn guide, is that they might have the same empathy and compassion beat. You know how music beats go? And which is why when you connect to your unicorn guide, you could be connecting to them because you have a certain kind of empathy that quite naturally channels through you. And maybe this comes out in you helping other people, if you're a teacher or a healer, and doing your work, or just generally as well. And even empathizing with yourself. When you do that, your unicorn guide could connect with you, and highly sensitive people often also empathize with themselves due to the various challenges one has to go through, and that can also connect them to their unicorn guides very quickly. Now, the fifth reason why highly sensitive people and sensitive people can connect to their unicorn guides quickly is because they are more aware. And this is the most simplest reason why highly sensitive people can be aware of their unicorn guides, is because they have levels of awareness that are higher than an average person, which means they can be aware of different stimuli and sources of energy at one given point. When a highly sensitive person, say, enters a cafe, he or she or they can observe 5 to 6 nuances at one single point in time, whereas somebody who's not highly sensitive will walk in the same cafe at the same time, will look at the menu and be like, oh, I want to buy this, or they'll be just focused on that. whereas a highly sensitive person would be picking up on the sounds, on the lights, on the energy levels of people in that place, the crowd, so many things. So it is easy for them to connect with unicorns because they could be naturally aware of them because of their high levels of awareness. So if you're highly sensitive and you feel overwhelmed often or overstimulated because of your high awareness levels, you can tell yourself, hey, there are some benefits to it. I can probably be aware of unicorn spirit guides way more easily than an average person. Not that it's a differentiation point, and not that I'm trying to say that one is superior, one is inferior, but I'm trying to show the benefits of being highly sensitive, being aware, and being able to connect to your unicorn guides through your high awareness levels. So those were 5 benefits and reasons why highly sensitive people and sensitive people can connect to their unicorn guides way more quickly than an average person. Again, I would like to emphasize, I don't mean to differentiate, or I'm not trying to say that one person who can connect to unicorn guides more quickly is inferior than the other. But if you do have gifts of high sensitivity and emotional awareness and empathy, you're more likely, more naturally able to connect to unicorn guides. And now you must be wondering as to what do I do with all this information? This sounds very exciting, but now what? Well, here's a suggestion. You can check out all the content present on my YouTube channel where I've spoken about unicorn guides, and I've also shared some videos with meditations to connect with them, to clear your energy, to do self energy work with them, to recognize their signs, and so much more. So familiarize yourself with all the content present in the YouTube channel and check if unicorn guides are a concept or are a skill. I call it a skill because it takes time to communicate with them. But if that's something that you'd like to explore in length, and if you do, then feel free to use the link in my YouTube channel bio to book a paid private session with me. Regardless of where you are on the globe, I would love to support you. And if you're wondering who I am, hi, my name is Pranita Rao. I am a coach and a healer for highly sensitive people, empaths, psychics, and healers around the world. I support individuals in moving from a place of self-neglect to self-love. Also, I have 2 other channels. One is called Babble, which is about trees, and I talk about receiving from nature, receiving Celtic alder tree reiki, and learning about your tree guardians who can massively support you in your life. If you're interested, you can check out the details of that channel in the description of this video. And my other channel is on my name, Pranita/Rao, and I speak about being highly sensitive, tools to use like Reiki, intuitive abstract art, angelic healing, slow living that can support highly sensitive cope with the challenges in their life. If you're interested, the link for that is also in the description of this video. Check it out. And I have a new experimental channel that I've just started, which is about self-care, grooming, and makeup for sensitive souls. It's called Sensitive Baby on Wheels, and I'm so excited for it. I have massive visions for that. If you're excited for that, do check out the link for that. That is also present in the description of this video. So as you can see, there's a ton of content that you can utilize, especially if you're highly sensitive or higher on the sensitivity scale, or even minutely sensitive. And I assure you that you'd have loads of fun learning it. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it to be helpful, please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and definitely drop a comment if you learned something new, if you're taking away some information that you did not know before, or you'd like to add something that you'd like to share about yourself or your reflections with your unicorn guides. I'd love to know. I'd be happy to respond back as well. Once again, I hope you have a great time exploring your connection with your unicorn guide. Bye.